Arduino is the software that will allow us to program these wearable devices, and you need to download this software to be able to do that. So you're going to go to this website, www.arduino.cc, and then when you get there, if you click on software, it will show you this Arduino. And if you click and say, yeah, I want the Windows installer, whichever one you want, then you get to this web page where it asks for money, and then in sort of fine print you can say, I just want to download it. So go ahead and do the downloading. The next thing you'll want to do is grab the lily pad and connect it physically to your machine. So you're going to have a little cord that goes from the lily pad, plugs into a USB port. But the other thing I would caution you on is there's this on-off switch on the lily pad. So when you plug it in, if the lights come on, you go, okay, great, it's working. But if you don't have it turned on, you won't be able to program it. It will just ignore it. So make sure that that is on before you go to the next step. For the next step, you're going to come here under Files, and under Examples, Basic, and Blink, you're going to grab that code, and it will actually open up a new window with that code in it, and it should look like this. We'll talk about what that does in a minute, but first we want to talk about how you make sure that your device is connected and will run. So this is basically just code to get that to blink. So the steps you go through is first to click on this little check mark, which is verify. Verify is making sure that all of the code is correct. And so you'll see down here it says compiling sketch, which is their name for a program, and when it's completed then it will say done compiling. The next step is to make sure that it knows where your lily pad is. So you come under Tools, and under the board, in my case it's already selected this lily pad Arduino USB. And it does that because I've already plugged it in and turned it on, and so the Arduino knows to look for it. If yours didn't have that, then you would have to select the right one. The second thing you do is come into this port, and you've got the COM1 port, or you've got, in my case, it actually says COM5 LilyPad Arduino. That's the one I want. If you select the wrong one, it won't be able to find it. So the next thing, once you've selected your board and your port, so what kind of LilyPad is it and where can your machine find it, then you're going to go ahead and do this upload. So upload is saying I want to transfer it from my machine to the LilyPad. So I go ahead and click that, and it's saying I'm uploading, and then it says I'm done uploading, and now as I look down at my board, it's flashing off and on. Right? So that's the process. I first verify that the code is correct, then I tell it how to move it to the board, and I say please move it. That's called the uploading. That's uploading the code, and then I look at the board to see that it's actually working. That's not unlike if I were taking a meal to somebody, right? So if I were taking a meal to somebody, I would have to buy the food, and I would have to make it, and I'd look at it and go, hey, does it look okay or not? That would really be that verification step. So the coding and the verification, it looks okay. Now I have to actually physically deliver it to the house, and so I have to know where it is they live. That's sort of their address. Well, that's this uploading, that physically delivering it. And then they have to eat the food and enjoy it, right? So if they didn't like what I brought, or they were allergic to it, or it looked okay to me but really it tasted disgusting, I left out the salt or whatever, then that would fail. Even though the coding and the delivery worked fine, the end result wasn't what we wanted if we didn't get what we wanted in the end. So that those steps of compiling or verifying it, uploading it, and then watching to make sure it really was correct.